Okay, so we're going to be taking a look, just a really quick little look at Sundara's pudding gels. The advent calendar comes with 12 pudding gels, and they're super easy to use. So let's get to it. So I just finished curing my gel base. I have the builder gel. It's kind of glowing green. You can see it's a really cool glow in the dark green color. Excuse me. So what I do is I get my builder gel on, get that all cured, and then file and shape and all that stuff, and wash really well. And then I use a gel base to make sure that I'm going to get really good adherence. So for this mani, I'm going to be using number 3 from Sundara's advent calendar. It's called Juniper. It's this really beautiful green color. I thought that would be really pretty for fall. So you can see here, you can see it's way more solid of a color. And the reason why this is so helpful is because it enables you to be able to use it without flooding your cuticles as easily. So it's very user friendly. I would recommend this especially for like beginners who are interested in using gel colors, just because it is so user friendly. And I think that flooded cuticles are kind of like, one of the biggest problem areas for beginners. So Sundara sends this beautiful little paint, brush that goes with the advent calendar. So you have really everything you need to just be able to get going. So you can see it's a very like buttery almost consistency. You see how thick that is? It's so beautiful. So just be sure that when you're applying this, you're not getting it on too thick. So I like to just work around the cuticle area first, just to get that initial swipe out of the way. It helps me to be able to control it so that I'm not accidentally getting onto my skin or anything. And I like to do a pretty thin coat to start with, just to kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like. And I feel like, I don't know if this is just me or if other people have this experience too, but I kind of feel like if I put a nice thin coat to begin with, I end up not having as much of a problem with peeling. Okay. So that first coat, I like to be really extra careful, making sure that my cuticle and sidewalls looks perfect. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure that. So one thing you'll want to keep in mind when you're doing this is you don't want to accidentally forget that this is gel. So if you turn on the light and your gel is still open, you're going to end up curing your gel in the jar, and you don't want to do that. So anyway, it's a pretty quick little cure, especially for such a thin coat. And oh my gosh, look at the glow on this builder gel. It is so pretty. Just putting it in the lamp, and then watch when I turn off the light. Sundara's builder gels are seriously one of my favorite things anyway. I know that's not what I'm actually talking about in this video, but I just wanted to give them a little shout out for that. Okay, so now that I've kind of got that initial base coat, I'm going to go in now, and now I'm going to start working on making it the opaque. I really want it to be opaque. I don't want it to be a very transparent color. So now I'm going to start kind of really building my color. And because I was really extra careful around my cuticle area to begin with, I feel like it allows me to be able to kind of move faster on subsequent coats because I know that I have kind of that guideline. And again, I like to do thin coats. I just feel like it gives me a more consistent, application. Easy peasy, right? Oops. I don't even need to put that little white thing in there every single time. Okay, so we're gonna go in one more cure. You'll have to excuse my nail lamp. It's like super old. I've had it for so many years, but I don't ever want to get rid of it. It's like my trusty companion. Okay. So there we go. That's coat 2. And right now it's looking like almost like it's like a perfect Christmassy green. I kind of want to go for a little bit more of like a forest green. So I want to get, I definitely want it to be more of like a deeper opaque color. So I'm going to go in again. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. You can see like this applies so beautifully. And even though you're using, like a brush that doesn't have like, it's a straight end brush there. It doesn't have like a curved end. You can still get a really incredible application. And of course, I always have on hand my little tools to help me clean up the cuticles just in case like I make a little mistake, because let's face it, everybody makes mistakes sometimes, right? So okay, so that's getting closer to what I want. So again, don't forget to put your lid on. I usually don't like screw it on, but I just set it on there to make sure that I'm not screwing up my my color, because that would really suck. Okay. I think one more coat and it'll be like the perfect color. And then I'll go off camera and I'll finish my manicure and I'll show you the finished result. I also find that the more coats that I have, I like to give it like just a little bit longer for each time that I put it in to cure, because I feel like when it doesn't have that translucence, it kind of, you wouldn't want to have like patches that weren't fully cured, right? So I like to make sure that I am giving it plenty of time. And on my last coat, I usually will give it like a full 90 seconds. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh, if you can hear my dogs in the background. I have 2 long-haired miniature dachshunds that I absolutely adore. Like, they're practically children to me. And my senior dachshund, she is 10 years old. And in her old age, she's kind of gotten chubby. As ever, we all kind of get a little chubbier with age, right? But anyway, so she started snoring recently. So you might be able to hear her snoring in the background. Okay, so see that's like the perfect green that I want. It's a little bit more, it's not like a super dark, like forest green, but I would say it's like a little bit richer than kind of that bright Christmassy green that you would expect. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish curing that after I stick the lid on. And this one, like I said, I'm going to give it its full amount of time just to be absolutely certain that I'm not having any spots that are not all the way cured. Usually for cleaning my brushes, I like to just have a little bit of rubbing alcohol and like a paper towel standing by so that I can, and I usually just like swipe my brushes off. I don't even go like too crazy as long as I get the color off. I don't want to like, soak them in acetone or anything like that. Like that's too extreme. And actually, I don't think you really even want to do that. That's not really the right way to care for your brushes. So I usually just have a little bit of rubbing alcohol on hand, clean them off really quick. Paper towel, rubbing alcohol does the trick. Okay. All right. See? Beautiful. And then I would just like, if I'm done with this, I'll just like throw a top coat on and make it shiny and call it a day. So I'm going to go finish the rest of my manicure and I'll share pictures when I'm done.